Dio has an exceptionally strong close-range combat style. His manifestation range is approximately 10 meters, and although it needs to be in close distance to inflict damage, its overwhelming physical power and nearly unstoppable control over time easily makes it one of the most dangerous stands in the entire franchise. Its stand cry, which is communicated by Dio, is Muda, repeated over and over, which just means useless in English. It is named after the tarot card known as the World, which represents an ending to a cycle of life before a next big cycle, and also meaning there is success to come. The World possesses phenomenal strength, has incredible senses and precision, and is insanely fast. The World's main ability is to stop time, allowing only itself, Dio, and anyone with the same power to act within the duration of stop time. Dio is able to use this ability consistently, as it is seen he is able to stop time without being fatigued. While time is stopped, Dio is able to move his own body and any other object he touches, allowing him to strike defenseless enemies or move to a better position. All force applied by Dio during the time stop continues after time resumes, where it is seen that if he throws an object, for instance, it will move momentarily but come to a halt, then it regains its initial momentum once time starts moving again. One major flaw to this stand is that Dio is only able to stop time for a certain duration before time resumes. However, the more he used this ability, the duration of which he was able to stop time grew, but it was still only able to be stopped for at most 9 seconds before his inevitable death. With that being said, it seems like the duration he was able to use this ability could have continued to get even longer, meaning if he was never killed, he might have been able to stop time for multiple minutes, hours, days, or maybe even eternity. Star Platinum, belonging to Jotaro Kujo, is a very violent stand and is usually pretty silent, except for when it cries Order loudly and repeatedly in battle. It has an interest in self-preservation, as it repeatedly saves Jotaro from dying multiple times throughout the series. Star Platinum is named after the tarot card known as the Star, which symbolizes optimism, discernment, and hope. Like the World, it has a close-range combat style, with its basic reach only being 2 meters from Jotaro's body. But it has incredible strength, speed, and precision. It is easily one of the most powerful stands featured in the series, but that is especially the case after it gains the ability to stop time, which awakened during his final battle with Dio. When it is activated, time stops for a brief moment, and he is able to do everything Dio was able to during the stop time. Unlike Dio, he is unable to use this ability consecutively, and he requires a few seconds in between each use at least. Back in Jotaro's prime, the ability lasted 5 seconds, but decreased over time due to neglect. 10 years after its initial use, Jotaro is only able to stop time for half a second, but eventually extends it to 1 to 2 seconds throughout the later half of Diamond is Unbreakable. And by the end of Stone Ocean, we see he is able to bring the duration back up to 5 seconds. Some other abilities that Star Platinum has is the Ora Ora Rush, which is its primary method of combat, throwing extremely fast and precise powerful punches to pulverize an opponent or destroy objects. There is also Star Finger, which isn't used much later on in the franchise, but it can forcibly extend its middle and index finger to a length of about 1 to 2 meters, which can be used as a sneak attack and stab opponents from afar. Even though Star Platinum has more flaws when it comes to the ability to stop time in the World, its other abilities, and especially physical power, is what gave it the edge to defeat Dio, as well as the surprise factor that Jotaro was even able to use his ability, completely throwing Dio off. Hermit Purple, belonging to Joseph Joestar, was awakened pretty late into Joseph's life at the age of 68. Unlike the last 2 stands I mentioned, it is not a humanoid one, but instead manifests itself as thorn-covered vines that spawn from Joseph's hands. The vines are strong enough to support his own weight and long enough to bind someone completely. It is named after the tarot card known as the Hermit, symbolizing introspection and contemplation. This stand is relatively weak, but its main ability is able to display any information he wishes to see. We see this in Stardust Crusaders, where he destroys a camera, and once it is broken, it reveals what Dio is doing at that current moment in time. This ability also is able to produce live psychic videos on a television, where it once displayed random TV channels. Crazy Diamond, which belongs to Josuke Higashikata, is a relatively strong close-range stand. It is named after the song Shine On You, Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd. This stand doesn't have much of a personality apart from seeming angry during its fights and shouting "Jararara" during battle. What really makes this stand shine isn't its physical power though, but instead its ability to restore objects or organisms through touch. It can repair damage, heal injuries, and even revert complex structures to their raw components. Josuke is also able to fuse objects together, and he once did this with a villain and a rock. If this ability is used while Josuke is in a bad mood, the target may become warped due to improper restoration. Crazy Diamond cannot heal Josuke himself, cure illnesses, or restore life to dead organisms. At the time of Diamond is Unbreakable, Crazy Diamond was pretty unique compared to the main character's abilities from Stardust Crusaders, and this part is where the power system started getting more and more creative and interesting in my opinion. Killer Queen, belonging to Yoshikage Kira, was seemingly nearly impossible to beat due to the combination of its strength and how they use user, Kira, was able to keep his identity a secret. He has a powerful close-range combat style, and it is named after the song by the band Queen. Although its physical strength and speed isn't that powerful, it still is pretty strong, but what really makes it stand so formidable is the abilities it possesses. Killer Queen's powers revolve around setting up different types of bombs that can annihilate Kira's enemies in one blast, where he was originally able to deploy 2 initial bombs, then later on eventually a third, with all different strengths, giving him many options for which he can attack. His main ability, Bomb Transmutation, can charge any object or living being as a bomb just by touching it. When someone is blown up from this ability, it completely erases their body clothing and personal belongings that they were carrying from existence. Kira can control the strength of these explosions, as well as what part of a victim's body are vaporized. An extension of this ability is Air Bomb Transmutation, where Kira was able to use Stray Cat's air bubbles to advantage, where he can attach a bomb to them, which creates floating air bubbles that Kira can send towards his enemies without them even noticing it, directly blowing them up. Killer Queen's secondary bomb is called Sheer Heart Attack, which is also named after Queen's song, and it is a long-range autonomous stand, which allows Kira to be far away and have this bomb do the work for him. It is basically indestructible and the target is blowing up when it gets close enough to the warmest object with a blast size equivalent to how hot it is. This means it follows body heat. The obvious flaw to this ability is the autonomous nature. The final ability that Killer Queen possesses is Vice of Us, yet again being named after a Queen song, and this ability is easily his strongest. He receives his power after the arrow pierces him for a second time, and it was born from Kira's desire to prevent anyone from knowing his true identity. It is debated by many fans if this is a Requiem stand or not, but in my opinion, this is just a Requiem ability. And we might not have even been able to see the full extent of Kira's Requiem stand, as he was defeated shortly after getting this ability. Anyways, this bomb appears as a miniature version of Killer Queen, hiding inside whoever is planted in, and it acts independently. Kira plants this ability in Hayato, and when he tries telling people who Kira truly is, the bomb is triggered, killing whoever he tells, which then creates a time loop, bringing Hayato back about an hour before the detonation happened. Kira is not aware when this ability is activated, and is also not aware when the time loop occurs. The only person who is aware of this information is the person who harbors Bites the Dust, and said person is also not allowed to be killed or harmed, as Bites the Dust will protect them. The only way for someone to win against this ability is by killing Kira directly, or forcing him to withdraw it from the person it is harboring itself in. And if this happens, all the timelines created using Bites the Dust are erased.
60% Rabatt zum Prime Day. Ring in der Com Audio gibt es jetzt für nur 31,99. Damit
Bites the Dust are erased. King Crimson, another stand that can manipulate time belonging to Diavolo, and partially his alter ego, Doppio. It is a long-range stand type and is named after the British band King Crimson. This stand embodies Diavolo's personality, and he is even able to frequently speak through it. King Crimson is one of the most impressive stands featured in this series, and it is very physically strong and fast, but also possesses abilities of being able to erase time and also even predict the future, being nearly impossible to beat in battle against anyone who is not able to control time in some way. Time erasure is King Crimson's sick fast, but also possesses abilities of being able to King Crimson. This stand embodies Diavolo's personality. King Crimson, another stand that can manipulate time belonging to Diavolo, and partially his alter ego, Doppio. It is a long-range stand type and is named after the British band King Crimson. This stand is...
today I'm gonna go for number 1 on the leaderboard, and this